Hello, my friends. I would like to show you today my understanding of the human behavioral patterns because everybody around me talks about it. You know, all those alpha, beta, gamma, sigma, males or females. First of all, these are the patterns of behavior. They do not describe your personality, your character, your intentions. This is about you in action. And you are not determined to be alpha, beta, or sigma forever. You can change those patterns every day as you wish. You can be an alpha today, for example, because you want to be in charge of a project in your family. Or you can be a sigma today because you want to take retreat from your life, go to the park for a walk, and you want to be this lone wolf that is isolated from the stream of life for a while. So you can change them anytime you wish. I want to show to you all those patterns, maybe 7, the most important 7 patterns of human behavior as related to social systems of life. So, when I think about social systems of life, I think about everything that is a social group: your family, your workplace, your women's club, your golf club, your country, your culture, your political party. So I believe that this is the way those behaviors are displayed in relation to those systems of social life. Let's go for it. The first kind of behavior is alpha behavior. So alphas, obviously, they try to dominate the system. They try to be in charge of any environment. And of course, this is also an illusion because, in fact, you cannot be in charge even of your own family. You cannot accomplish this absolute control in any society. The biblical example of an alpha for me is Elijah, the prophet, who was really very courageous. He was mocking all the false gods in Israel, and he was praising his one true God. And the main biblical, I would say, perspective on those alphas is that they are strong. They exercise, I would say, the virtue of strength, of endurance. Then we have betas. Betas, they simply serve any kind of system. They want to survive. They are passive towards life. They usually do not live their own lives. They do not reveal themselves too much. They do what is expected of them. The biblical struggle here is to establish this safety, security in life. And safety is the most important objective or goal for betas. And safety, of course, also is an illusion because you cannot really be absolutely, totally safe in your life. There's always something bothering you there. There is always some kind of danger on the horizon. The best example of a beta male in the Bible, I would say, is Adam. After original sin, was what Adam was doing. He was going for safety for his life and his family. He was escaping from so-called God's wrath. He was no longer a free man. He did not display courage. He was a beta male after the original sin. Then we have sigmas. Sigmas are those who try to live outside of the system, outside of every social system. They are living off grid. They do not conform. They are lone wolves. They do not fear life. And the biblical example of a kind of sigma behavior is Jeremiah the prophet. This man really lived outside of his own nation. His own nation hated him, really, frankly. And biblical virtue displayed in sigmas is honesty, transparency. And an illusion for sigmas is kind of this absolute independence thinking. You are never absolutely independent. You are not a bushman. You cannot be a bushman in society. You are always connected to someone, somewhere. Then we have deltas. Deltas try to milk every system. They always show on time, they always work, they use environment, they manipulate environment every way they can. They are so-called normal guys. From biblical perspective, practicality is their approach to life. And I would say the best example of the delta behavior for me in the Old Testament is Saul, the king of Israel, who used his entire nation, entire system to go after David in attempt to kill David. Maybe from the New Testament, the best delta would be Judas, who kept the money. And he was really, trying to use this group of apostles for his own ends. The illusion of deltas is that they pretend that they are normal, while at the same time they try to manipulate and use the system, social system they live in. So that's the illusion, really. You cannot call yourself normal and manipulate those who are around you. Then we have omegas. I believe this is number 5. Omegas. They try to destroy the system, any social system. They are revolutionaries. They do not care that much about establishment, about existing social structures or social status. Biblically, authenticity is their trait. And I would say that the best omega in the Bible is Paul from the New Testament. Paul was really destroying the pagan world for the sake of Christianity. And the illusion that those omegas display as they destroy the existing systems, the illusion is that they think that they make the world the better place, okay? The world is a better place because they go for this revolution-like life. And that's the illusion, because, you cannot claim that you make something or somebody better while at the same time you destroy realities. The next behavioral pattern, thetas. Thetas, they try to create new system. They are philosophers. They are spiritual thinkers with unique perspective on life. They are introspective also. And in the Bible, I would say truth and correctness is their call. So the best example of this theta behavior, I would say, is Abraham, who was trying to create a totally new system of life for his family, for his culture, for his future nation. Abraham. What is the illusion of thetas? Probably every theta wants to be so-called the savior of the world. Being the savior is the illusion. Only God is the savior. And the last behavioral pattern, gammas, the last Greek letter, gammas. Not the last in the alphabet, but the last on my list. Gammas try to avoid the system. They go away from conflicts, though they are very true to themselves. Biblically, you may say vulnerability is what they show in action. So gammas are all those women around Jesus who try to go away from the conflicted life in the political system of their time. They stay close to Jesus. They are humble and vulnerable. What is the illusion of gammas? I would say the main illusion is to think that you grow when you are going away or avoid any kind of challenge, any kind of system. You cannot grow yourself by avoidance. You grow yourself by being triggered and challenged. So I would say probably the illusion of growth is the illusion in gammas. So I gave you those 7 main behavioral patterns and my take on them. Alphas try to dominate every system. Betas try to serve every system. Sigmas try to live outside of every system. Deltas try to milk every system. Omegas try to destroy every system. Thetas try to create new system. Gammas try to avoid the system. Why I am repeating those messages? Because I want you to ask yourself those 3 questions. The first question: what do I do right now? What kind of behavior I display in my life right now? What do I pretend that I do? What I am talking to my friends about myself? And what I aspire to do. 3 questions. Let me explain those questions using my own example. What I really do, what pattern of behavior I am choosing every day. I am choosing to be delta. I am choosing to be perceived as a normal guy, a practical normal guy who shows on time and who is really using the structure of life for his own purpose, with his own goal in mind. So I am delta. What I pretend to do in my life is that I pretend to display sigma behavior. That's what I tell my friends. I am sigma. I'm a lone wolf. I live outside of the system. And what I aspire to do, I aspire to be theta. I aspire to be a philosophical thinker who tries to create something new for the people on the planet. If you examine yourself like that, then you will discover a lot of new things in yourself. Believe me, you will discover those layers in you, in your soul, ready to be activated. You will discover your own dreams and the truth about who you really are. Or rather, what you do, and from the perspective of what you do, who you really may be. May God give you wisdom to research yourself in this way. And may God bless you, my friend. I believe this is all for today. We will see each other next time. Thank you very much. Bye.